Welcome to The First Turn. I'm your host, Hyena, and today, Llama and I are talking about This Week in Warhammer. If you like what you hear, give us a like, comment, subscribe, or share, or let us know if there's something you'd like to hear us talk about. Alright, let's get to it.
So again, by the way, we had the rumor that the not rumors coming true, that LVO won't have a preview event.
Yeah.
Pulling the plug on the... It's like, no, I just think they're sticking to their official events and any event attached to a Golden Demon now. That's probably...
I think that's all we're going to get. I mean, which does mean that Essen is going to potentially have
hopefully,
one, right?
Hopefully.
That'd be super cool. Because Essen is our Gen Con, our large generic gaming convention, cards and board games and stuff, all that in Europe. And our Gen Con here did not get any kind of a
no, they haven't since the COVID year. Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that the Essen one won't, because the difference is the painting competition at Essen is Golden Demon. The one at Gen Con was not.
No.
And so because they've got an official presence there, besides just a booth and some tournament stuff, maybe they will have an excuse to give an actual preview, because they don't have a lot of opportunities in Europe to have other events, right? Like
they don't.
There's not big ones like the ones we have here, where they could host an event and propose something.
Right
huge.
now, what you have is they have the Warhammer World events, which they announced.
Which there are more of now.
Those are in January, and they're featuring doubles tournaments this time.
Which would be so much fun.
That would be so much fun.
You know what? I'm going to throw this out there, PSA, soapbox, whatever. Have more doubles tournaments.
Yeah, they're great.
Doubles tournaments are so much fun.
They are.
I think for a few reasons. One, you get more people involved in the game, which is always more fun than you and your opponent face off when one of you hates the other one for some reason because they're winning or because they're annoying, whatever. Having more people to buffer and smooth over the game and the politics of the game it's just better.
And to banter,
the banter's better.
Yeah.
And then usually in a doubles tournament you have a smaller point value per army doubled, right?
Yep.
And so you can't have the most egregious stuff in the game because they don't fit in that many points.
Right.
If you've got 1,000-point army to work with, you can't bring, I'm playing whatever demon army and I'm bringing all greater demons. It's like you can't fit them.
Yeah, you can't go Bellicor plus 6 Varangard or whatever, you're out.
All that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So that you're very limited with how much bullshittery you're allowed to include in your army.
Yep.
Because usually it's like you can't bring duplicate armies. You can't be like, I'm knights and he's knights. We bring knights.
Right.
You can't do that.
Nope.
And so it cuts out a lot of that annoying stuff, and it makes it just a general, just better gaming experience, honestly.
Makes it pretty fast-paced. I know some of our first tournament experience with Age of Sigmar, we went to Adepticon a few years in a row and played the doubles.
Yep.
Now, they switched the team formats to be these weird four-man teams.
Which I do not care for. It's so hard to arrange 4 people to lock in 2 days at a convention to play one event.
It is.
As a team. It's difficult. It's unwieldy, call it.
Yeah.
But if you need 2 people total to play, a few rounds, 3 to 5 rounds, whatever it is, it's way more manageable.
It is.
Having 4 people do it was just silly, and then there's chess outside of the game, basically, of like, well, you better know the matchups because then these 2, can fight against these 2, and then these 2 can fight against these 2, and you draft off and you find your preferential matchups. It's annoying.
It is.
I've got an army. He's got an army. You 2 have armies. Let's just play.
Let's do it. Yeah.
It was always fun.
Yeah, we had great memories where. Like a couple of our opposing teams, doubles, showed up and they had beer carts or whatever with them, and they shared with us.
It was a blast. It was so much more casual, so much more fun.
And the 4 of you can talk out rules and anyway.
One of you are playing and the other one can be looking up something. It speeds the game up. It was always a positive gaming experience.
It was really great. And well, anyway, so that's supposed to be Warhammer World. That's in the UK, and then otherwise Spiel in Essen, because a lot of the conventions, if you call them that, or trade shows around Europe feature the art more than they do any of that.
Right. The art supplies, that kind of stuff.
So as far as the preview events, it's possible they're going to shift to where we get 5 a year, where it's like 3 of their US Open events.
6 feels like a round number. Let's go 6.
Well, so I expect if we don't get one at Essen, which could happen, we do know the World Championships coming up in November.
Yep.
And they'll probably do one there because so far at all of their U.S. Open events, they have had an online preview event.
Right.
That's been pretty big.
So if it was every odd month, November, January, March.
Adepticon,
Yeah.
right.
Is there something in May?
It's one of the USA. It was like Tacoma this year or something.
They could do it every 2 months where they have a preview show.
Right.
I think that would work.
Yep.
That would keep it regular. They keep it expected. To keep
it makes sense
something to look forward
get people to tune in when those tournaments are going. Because I know tournaments can be boring to watch. If you're new to the game, you don't know what the hell's going on.
Well, especially when if you need commentary to see what's going on because you've got a top-down view of the board.
Right.
And it's not like you don't see movement. You see people standing at the table and they're just like doing hand motions and like pointing from thing to thing.
They're just talking it out.
And they're just talking it out. And you're just like, what is going on here?
Yeah.
You're like, what are they actually doing? And then you like, because there's plenty of games at the end where you sit at the top table that's the kind of thing going on, and you're like, all right, well, what's happening? And then they're like, they agree, and they like reach out and they just shake hands, and the game's over, and it's like nothing happened.
Yeah, they played the first turn and then they talked it out.
Right, it's
and
like
shook
nothing
hands.
happened here. Like,
yeah.
All right, good game, I guess.
Yeah.
It's like you playing basketball. Someone wins the tip up, and then they take it to the basket.
They
and
talk
stop.
out the game.
They talk it off camera, and they just shake hands. The game's over.
Yeah.
It's like,
play the game.
all right.
Yeah. So that could be. So as far as what we have coming up, we've lamented. Lamented might be a strong word. Where that.
No, lamented. I've cried myself to sleep about it.
Yeah. Just. I have put on mascara just to weep, and it's. We talked about how we're caught up.
Yeah.
But then all of a sudden, these Space Marines drop out of nowhere. So maybe we're not caught up. We just have no clue what's coming.
Like we had talked about in previous weeks, we have an extensive list of rumors.
Yeah.
The rumor of the cog forts for Cities of Sigmar, which we were calling, was one of the most kind of up in the air kind of rumors. I think of all of them, the most tenuous one. I'd seen a thing that I don't know if it actually helped it or hurt it, because it was like a confirmation that yes, the cog forts are coming,
right,
but they won't just be for cities. Everyone gets cog forts, and I was like, what? That doesn't make any sense.
Is it going to be a regiment or now?
I don't know. It was so weird.
That'd be awful.
It was such a weird, like, bizarre rumor that it was like, I don't know. Are people trolling now? Like,
well, some of those rumors are always hard to believe. Now, it's funny is they'll end up with like this nugget of accuracy, but we talked about once when it's like a new edition's coming and someone will be like, oh, I got to see the new rules. If you've played 40k before, this new rule for charging will be familiar, but it's different, but you won't like it, but it's kind of the same.
Yeah.
It was like, what the hell does that mean?
Yeah. What?
Yeah, it's so vague, but then some part of that ends up true.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it did change a little bit. I'm not sure if I like it. Well, it kind of feels the same. I guess he was right. Okay.
Yeah, but it doesn't tell you anything.
No,
like it's how you respond to it, but you don't know anything. I think it'd be cool if the cog fort was terrain, but it costed like 150 points.
Terrain, right?
It'll be like a faction terrain though. It costs like 150 points, because that'll be the first time we actually have a faction terrain be an impactful unit in the game. That isn't just like
the manifestations and the faction terrain and that stuff. Yeah. I'm still like, I don't know if I'm really enjoying them.
Me either.
The fact that you got to buy these models that are kind of free, kind of don't do something, but now I have to have them.
Nope, I take it back. I hate them all, actually. I really do.
Like,
I wish they were more impactful in the game and you had to pay points for them, and you could just like choose not to include them and save the points. If it's like it doesn't work with your strategy, with your plan, don't include them, you save points, you bring other stuff.
Right.
Same with the freaking endless spells. I wish the endless spells you could take were just units you bought with points. And they just started on the board. You just had the endless spells. And if they were destroyed or whatever, you could resummon them with a wizard. Something like that. And just bring them back. Like, I don't like that they're all free and they're included. It's like you were taking my choices away from list building by including them as a free thing. Because now it's like, I feel like I have to take some wizard.
Yeah.
I have to take a wizard in every army to take advantage of endless spells. Because not taking endless spells does not benefit me at all. It just hurts me.
Yep.
So now it's like one of my characters needs to be a wizard, so I can at least attempt to cast an endless spell.
So I can cast a thing that blocks movement or does mortal wounds.
It's just like, I don't like that. It's like, well, I gotta bring the terrain, because if I don't, I'm only hurting myself. And then they're balanced against one another, and some of them are just stupid good, and some of them are really, really useless.
Yep.
Like, I think the Stormcast portal building is kind of useless, because the army can start off the board. Why start? Like, why? It's not that tactically useful to take a unit that's already on the board, move it to the portal, remove it from play, and then deep strike it. When that unit could have just been off the board.
Yeah.
To begin with.
Could just been in reserve. Yeah.
Yeah, and so it's like the only benefit you had is if a unit was in reserve and then deep striked in and landed, then got to the portal again and deep striked again, maybe. But
so turn 5, that'll pay off. Yeah.
I just don't think it's very good. Same thing with the Chaos one. The Chaos one is so bad. Like it takes too long to power it up to do maybe one benefit over the course of the entire game.
It's not good.
It's not good.
And by the way, the faction terrain for some of these armies, it takes up. They're so big.
You can't even place them sometimes.
Yeah,
with how the terrain layouts are.
Yeah, it takes up all the space to do. I don't even like them. I just don't like them in the game. It'd be one thing if they designed them as a throwaway model, and so when you're building your board to bring to a tournament, you put that on there, like whatever. I don't know if I'm a big fan.
Like I said, if it was a unit that just had a points cost and you could just hey, replace this size terrain piece in your deployment zone with your faction terrain instead.
Right.
Then it's like, okay, well, there's a tactical way to do it. I can replace my thing, and it gives me some benefit that I've paid points for. Like I'm fine with that kind of a thing, right? And if the points are reflective of like the benefit you get in the game, and it can be balanced and all that, like fine, right? Each faction terrain is a size, and it counts as this for the battlefield setup. I think that would be okay. I don't like hey, they're free and squeeze them in wherever you can in between pieces of terrain that are already there. And some are good and some are bad, but they're not required.
By the way, if you do put it based on the table layout, now your unit can't set up in front of it because you're at the end of the deployment zone.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. It's a weird thing. I think they've tried it. I'm not a fan. The endless spells in every incarnation that they've had has not been great.
When you still can't even buy most of them.
And then the generic ones are so out of stock constantly that you can't even reliably get them.
Yeah, and where do they include those in their print cycle, I wonder?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I have them all just because I'm on top of it.
You got it early.
I got it early when they were optional.
You got it early on some wireless IPOs, and stuff just took off from there.
Yeah, and so I don't know. It can take some refining, that's for sure. Or when we got the INF Deepkin release, right? They have a spell lore specifically that is an incarnate that is just a unit in the battlefield that does a thing that shouldn't be an endless spell. Just let me buy a monster with points.
A water monster that does stuff.
Right? It's a faction monster. Let me just pay points to include it. Make it good. Make it 500 points good. Whatever it is, let it do stuff. And if it's killed, then it's dead. Like, why was it an endless spell?
Yeah,
that was unnecessary. So that's where I'm at with that kind of stuff. So.
On a different venture, they showed us some video game stuff today. I mean, more updates are always coming for Space Marine 2. I guess it's still hot. But then they showed a little bit of Dawn of War 4, and now you can add it to your Steam wish list. They don't have a beta out yet.
Okay.
So I wonder how far along it already is.
0 to 4 years.
0 to 4 years. Okay.
I don't know.
An Olympic cycle.
I don't know. A lot of times they get put on there and then they're a couple of years away.
Okay.
So unsure.
I know they've had some people who've gotten to play bits of it already.
Okay.
Some video game content creators who aren't even necessarily just Warhammer people have gotten to play through one little mission scenario, I guess, that exists. So there is some playability to it already. They say it's got bugs to be worked out, but they're graphically it's great. Mechanics feel like you think Dawn of War should. So I don't know. Wonder how far away it really is.
I don't know. I don't really have time for pure RTS games. It's because pure RTS games naturally lend themselves to being PvP games.
They do.
And then it's all about who has the higher actions per minute and
correct build order.
And that is so boring. It's always been boring to me. Even when I played the original StarCraft, I played through campaigns.
Oh, yeah.
My method was slow and methodical and calculated sort of ways through the campaign.
Yeah.
There were so many of them that were you're on a clock, run as fast as you can, build and defeat the level as fast as you can. It's that's not what I want out of a game. I don't know. Competition, I've just gotten, I don't know, becomes less and less interesting to me. And I've never been a hard tournament competitive person in any game whatsoever, and it translates into tabletop in the same way. Where here's the actual world's tournament, and it's I could, but I don't wanna. I don't know.
Speaking of competitive, that's what they market Underworlds as as an arena game, and a new season.
Oh yeah, they announced that today, this weekend. They are doing a new season. They're finally releasing that starter box for the Hashit versus the
Sylvaneth,
Karnathi, Sylvaneth, whatever they are, elf
sexy
centaurs,
models,
which again, it's their second one they've done in this style before this is actually paid off in the game proper.
Yeah.
That's hasn't really happened with any other faction. Like most other factions, you've got like example of an army update, and then shortly down the line they'll come out with a full army.
The Snarlfang pack, and then eventually we got that whole Gloomspite gets update that featured the Wolf Riding Goblins.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what I'm saying. So like if they released a second Snarlfang pack for Underworlds and then didn't actually add them to Underworld,
I wonder if it's been a while, and maybe they just decided to not do any of the ones on foot, but do these Centaur ones, and so this one's happening now because maybe Sylvaneth, which have been rumored to get a big update coming, this could be a precursor to that, and we get that whole side expanded.
I still would love to see infantry and cavalry kind of played.
I think they unfortunately still want their tree spirit. What are they? The dryads, or they still want those. I think to be the infantry.
You could still absolutely have that, but leading into a Kurnoth, Kurnos, whatever kind of aspect of them could be kind of cool. You start getting elves reincarnated not as tree spirits, but actually as living beings again. They started, now that Alariel is back in the world and is stoking the world of the realm of life. Now maybe the elf spirits are finding their way into other different seeds that are spawning not trees but actual living creatures. But they don't look like what we thought they would. They don't look like elves with normal legs and the affinity for the woods and green cloaks. Now they're part forest spirit in the form of centaurs and stags and things like that. I don't know. I could see it. I could see a justification like that, and I think it'd work.
I just feel like they'll make them this little wing. I feel like they'll get a character and like a unit, or a box that makes 2 units. But we'll see. Either way, maybe it's finally going to pay off because it's a super cool aesthetic. Speaking of, so it's been out for a little bit now. The chapter master for the Raven Guard, which I think is the winner
of the 5. I think it's the best one for sure.
But you and I were talking on the hobby side of things. What we've seen people do,
this pisses me off,
is very few are actually just leaving him as the Raven Guard chapter master. They're all converting him to some other chapter.
Yeah, something else is becoming this character is becoming something else. Whether it's a jetpack wolf priest,
which I saw,
or I did see one kind of cool conversion that used, I think, Yndrasta wings on the backpack to make an upgraded version of Sean, but it was never just the model, right? It was like you could take Ethan Sean and like he's got a lot of conversion potential to become other things.
Yeah,
wolf priests and one that was like a reaper. One was I saw as a Night Lord character was a conversion, and then like I saw one was a blood angel. Just leave him be. Let him be what he is.
Why does every other chapter get him?
This is one of the coolest models they come out with in a long time for Space Marines. Even better than some of the Primarch models. I think he's better than Gilman. I think he's better than what was released or being teased for Marnius Calgar. I think he's better than Calgar. He's definitely better than Shrike when Shrike was released. So one of the coolest Space Marine models that's come out in a long time, and it's like it's not being just left as what he is. It's being turned into something else. It's like it's a template to have other things imprinted onto it.
Which surprises me because he has so many specific details that are not bland Space Marine. The way the sort of scarf style tabards that hang down, and then the wings that are all over that jetpack, the very specific Raven Guard style claw fists, the pointed toe shoes, kind of the position even where he's like perched on some, like, why are you converting that into a wolf priest or whatever the hell you're doing? I don't know.
I like that it's a cool enough model that people want to find a way to use,
and that's great.
That's my thing.
It could be I don't play Raven Guard, but I want this model.
I don't expect when the Iron Hands guy comes out, everyone's going to convert him into every chapter. It's like it's not going to happen.
He's a little stale.
It's not going to happen.
He's a little bland. He looks cool, but he's a little bland. No, not much happening with him.
What else? Who was the Imperial Fist one?
It was an updated Lysander.
Lysander, yeah. Hammer.
Which I did see someone.
armor.
I did see someone convert that one, but I mean, you're talking a Thunderhammer shield guy. You can,
Right.
yeah.
I mean, you could turn him into like a new Drago or something.
Oh yeah,
You know that
Drago doesn't have a model.
kind of
Okay.
fits.
Asdrubal Vec doesn't have a model. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah. The Vulcan Heston, most people left alone. I think when you have those scales on the cape.
Heston might have been the most boring of the 5. He was just in normal power armor.
Yep.
Like it was kind of like,
Yep.
wow, this is
So I mean,
everyone else is like dripping in their chapter, and this guy is like,
well, his old model sucked, and they did still put the little flamey salamander on his banner-ish
post
thing.
pole, yeah.
He's got the scales on his cape. But the paint scheme never did it for me when it was like they'd put the Guy Fieri flames on the lower part of his shirt, right? Like,
Yep.
I don't know why that people think that looks cool. It was same with Legion of the Damned. I never liked the flames.
Fake fire.
Yeah.
Their hot rod paint scheme.
Yeah. They look like the gas can of a motorcycle and not like something going to war.
Yeah.
The model's fine. It just probably the least interesting.
I didn't think it was as interesting as the other Salamander's character they had with the hammer.
Oh,
I think he was cooler.
Adrax Agatone.
Yeah, that was a better looking model than the
It is.
Chapter Master.
But I'm glad they got him.
Yeah.
Because now these chapters have a couple, and that makes them feel a little more. Because we've talked at length about. Anyway, so let's say you were not going to take an Ethan Sean and do the Raven, which you will because you do Raven Guard. But if you got a second one, what would you convert it to be? Not a Rat Ogre.
Probably not a Space Marine even.
Okay.
I think I turned into something else.
But not a Rat Ogre.
No. That'd be funny. No, I did like the Wolf Priest kind of thing. It kind of lent itself for that because like the feathers kind of
Feathers fit with Space Wolves a
kind
bit.
of witchy.
Yep.
You know, I could see
They're
that.
Chamonix. Stormcaller is a crow themed guy, so that
yes,
kind
he
of
is. Yep. I don't know. It's a tough one. I mean, I did like kind of the Night Haunter themed one where he kind of did claws lend itself to that being a
Night Lords
kind of guy, and he's in a terrifying pose. You give him a different helmet. I think that could work. I don't know, man.
An original idea. Don't know what you turn it into.
Man, that's tough.
I think
now, like a Master of the Watch or something for like Death Watch. It'd be some. I think it'd be something. I'd do something like that. Something different.
That'd be neat. Death Watch are
turn into Batman, like Death Watch Batman.
Yep. Yep.
You know,
just always sitting on a gargoyle in a building.
Yeah.
Somewhere. Yeah. The rest of them I think have conversion potential just because they're like
kind of
sort of
simple.
vanilla.
Yeah.
Like it's funny you talked about the Iron Hands one. It's like he might be real easy to convert because he's very plain facing forward.
Yeah. Well, there was a model, an Ultramarine model that
I don't even know if he's out yet. Did they pre-order him yet?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
But there was an Ultramarine model with a power fist that I thought looked really good with just like an outstretched hand that I thought was a really good stand-in for Pedro Cantor. It was like a named Space Marine
There's another
character.
one that needs an update.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an old model.
But what about Gabriel Seth? Flesh Terrors is a pretty popular successor chapter. He's kind of active. He could use a new model. That'd be cool.
I think he was Primarchs. I could be wrong. I thought his thing was he was sentenced to fight until he dies.
Give him a new model anyway.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah. He doesn't have to be Primarchs. Just make him whatever. Just scale him up.
Exactly.
Make him the right power armor. Yeah. And he just carries a great big
it's like a
eviscerator
eviscerator.
Yeah.
Yep.
Swings it like a wild man.
Did the Sanguinor ever get a new model?
He did.
Okay.
New plastic one.
He's golden arm stretched out.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Looks real good.
Okay.
Yeah, they've updated most of them. So, but again, these last 5 plus Marnius plus Cato Sicarius were all surprise drops.
Mm-hmm.
So, and the Victrix Honor Guard. So now it's hard to know if the rumors are actually describing something that's coming, or if they've got something else planned entirely.
Well, and like we said, we had a book's worth of stuff coming for Age of Sigmar for
that
rumors.
sounds pretty. Do we have any? Do we have a date on that? We don't.
Of course not. No. But at least we know that's like hopefully some of that's coming down the pipe. Which again, to reiterate that Age of Sigmar small update, but major updates to both ogres, whatever they're going to be called, it's the Maul tribes, whatever, and then the updates to Nurgle. Those two factions that could really receive some updates, and because they need them. Small factions, small kind of older.
Some models hanging
older
out from
armies.
older stuff.
Yeah. And like I said, apparently the a couple weeks ago, I said the the Nurgle are rumored to receive a major aesthetic update. So not maintaining the like Blight King aesthetic, but maybe moving more towards. I don't know if you remember the game's Vermintide.
Never played it somehow.
Well, the second one has Chaos Warriors, and everything in that game is Nurgle because you're fighting against Nurgle.
Yeah.
So any of the Chaos Warrior side of things are all Nurgle. There's Plague Monks and Chaos Warriors, and all the Marauders and stuff are all Nurgle marked guys. Well, the Chaos Warriors of Nurgle in that were big, hulking, oversized Chaos Warriors with kind of odd proportions a little bit. Part of that was the aesthetic of the game, but they were like significantly larger than humans and very, very heavily armored. If you look at the Blight Kings, they're not really heavily armored.
No.
There's lots of exposed flesh and bellies and stuff like that in those units, to the point where it's like, oh man, if a Chaos Warrior has a 3-up save, these guys probably should have a 4-up save, and maybe have a penalty to wound them, but like they are not armored like they should be to have a good save. Well, maybe these new units that are coming out that are heavily armored will actually look like they've got a decent armor save.
I almost feel like what they'll do then, because what it seems like they don't want to do is make it look like Slaves to Darkness with slight Nurgle tinge.
Right.
I almost think they'll lean heavier into Nurgle, but maybe they won't have a 3-up save anymore. But make their armor and their mutations more one, where you can't tell where one starts and one ends. But then you give them a 4-up save, but you make them tough in a weird way. Sure. Wounds, regen.
Yeah, like a weapons had like a certain like strength to them, and you had like to counter that you had like a toughness value.
Oh, a toughness value. Which they're never going to add, and that bugs you because
they're not.
Their stat wheel is fixed right now, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, what we saw, they're willing to change the stat layout like they did in 40k.
Yeah. Or I guess look at the Wormspat warband.
Yeah.
They're much more heavily armored than the standard Blight Kings. Right?
Well, the Blight Kings now are 10 years old.
Yeah. Maybe they'll keep them, and they'll be a different kind of unit. Yeah. That's like, you think about the Black Orcs, right? You've got the Brutes for Iron Jaws, but then you've got like the weird Brutes that are all like only clothed from the waist down. Maybe the Blight Kings are like that.
Well, look at Khorne Berserkers and Exalted 8-Pound.
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah, so you can go up to the farther down the path they've gone. Mm-hmm. So yeah, maybe they'll have something that's the spiritual successor to Blight Kings, but they're more warrior.
But then keep Blight Kings and make them more raidery, right? Because you got what's his name, Gutrot has the slime fleet.
Yeah, he leads a boat.
He basically leads seabound Nurgle raiders.
Wow.
Maybe that's what the Blight Kings are now. Maybe they're just that.
Well, yeah, and even some of the Puscoil Blight Lords all have the tridents that they wield, and so you could lean.
They come from the sea.
That's one side,
and the fly riders are like they travel with the fleet.
Yep.
They have their own mounts that they travel with the fleet, and then like here is the swamp dwelling, land bound Nurgle version, warriors and stuff like that.
Well, and they might do a couple versions. Well, I mean, I guess we talked about that, and as we get closer to a preview event, we can start. But who knows? They might not even wait for a preview event. They might just
boom. Here you go. Here's an army.
Yeah, with some of the stuff they just drop
just out of nowhere. I do like having notice.
So
I really do.
I like that was the trend. As cool it is
to wake up in the morning and be like, oh, there's a new thing. But that's unexpected.
Yeah.
Like that. As cool as that is, it's like let me prepare myself.
Yeah.
Let's sit down with a drink and get ready to watch the preview, and let's all see it together. It's more exciting that way. In my mind.
It is because
something's coming.
Even though the Nightbringer, new Night Lords, and Marnius Calgar dropping out of nowhere was cool, I do like the spectacle of the preview event and everybody watching it.
For sure.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do is look at some of these models, and conversion was never my strong suit. I don't know why. I couldn't look at a model and think of all these ways to modify it. And some people are brilliant at it. I'll paint the heck out of something, but I never look at, I don't look at Ethan Sean and think, what would I turn this into? Mm-hmm. I just think how I would paint it. So, I don't know. But you and some of the other folks we regularly around will convert stuff all the live long day.
Yeah.
I don't know
I see the potential.
Yeah.
I see the potential in the bones. You see like the shape, the silhouette that it makes, and you're like, I could do something with that. I could scrape off this and cut this off and put something else here, and
Now that I like
change
doing with the plastic is like sometimes shaving details off and giving yourself a blank piece of armor or whatever.
And you kind of have to do that sometimes. Like any of these Space Marine characters for Ultramarines, that if you want to turn them into something else, you got to scrape off the
U's everywhere.
U's everywhere. With all the Omega signs like everywhere. Is that the Omega sign? The U? Omega the other way around. Whatever that symbol is, the Colts.
Right. Indianapolis Colts. Right. Indianapolis,
that's what it
is.
Colts.
Even the same
horseshoe.
colors. Yeah.
That symbol needs to be scraped off on so many places on those models because they're built into all the lapels. They've got like lapel pins with the Ultra on it. Yeah. They've got it in their kneecaps. They've got it on their shoulder pad. They've got it on like the hilt of their swords.
Everywhere.
It's like, come on, guys. We get what team you're on.
They're
but
the
like,
wealthy chapter. Yeah.
Don't celebrate it so hard. Like, relax. Let me convert you.
You don't even have rivets. They're just horseshoes. Yeah.
Sculpted into the actual scrolls. It says Ultra. It's like, God dang it! And I got to fill that in.
I got to fill it in with milliput or whatever. It's interesting. Is Cato Sicarius model? I don't know if there's a ton of potential there. It's kind of boring. Like, it looks good. It's an overdue update.
I wish he wasn't holding his helmet. I wish he could wear it.
And that's what makes it really hard to convert.
Because it's a cool looking up, but his helmet is so neat and so iconic and so it's so unique. And it's like, I want him to be wearing that helmet.
Yeah.
Because it's cool. It's got the sideways kind of headdress.
Yep.
That you don't really see anymore. You saw it all back in the Heresy era, but you don't see that anymore. That's how we knew it was him in the throne room of
old
Gilliman.
artwork. Yeah,
we knew it was him because it's like, well, that's the helmet. Only he has that helmet, really. And he's like not even wearing it; he's just holding it. It's like, come on, man.
Yeah, I just
put on the helmet.
I just wish it would have been an option to. What you do is you make 2 arms, 2 right arms, and then you make 2 heads. You give us a bear head, you give us a helmeted head, and then you give the option of the bear head.
He's holding a helmet, or he's like got his hand on a hilt,
right,
or something.
That's it. Yeah. And I think that would have been a little better than having him holding it like it's a fishbowl or whatever. Yeah. It looks good. I don't know how many conversion possibilities there are because that helmet's there. You're talking about drilling out quite a bit of material. Whereas when you're scraping off a chapter symbol or an Aquila, that's fine. I don't know. And then I've seen people use this. It's called. Like stamping foil. It's basically an aluminum foil that's a slightly different thickness or texture, and you just take like the back end of one of the drill bits from your pin vise, and you punch a little hole in it. It makes this perfect little bead that you can use as rivets to convert like your marine armor if you want it to look riveted or something.
Interesting.
Those kind of conversions I can do, but as far as radically turning a model into something else, I never see it for some reason. I just don't. I don't know if that's an engineering brain or something. I just don't. I
mean, some of them are so creative. Like the ones that win awards are just like, I never would have thought of that.
No.
Kraken Eater, right?
Yeah.
Never would have thought of that. That's amazing.
Well, or literally anything Albert Moreto Font does, where he finds a 30-year-old model, sculpts the heck out of it into something better, and it's like, how did you see that? At a certain
point, it's just like, was it necessary for you to start with that model?
Yeah.
Because you completely, like, there's an old model inside of your ball of clay, but was the model actually necessary?
Did you really need that?
You just sculpted outside, but there's just like your model swallowed an old model. It's just literally inside of it.
It's like, well, part of that torso and that left leg are still there, but everything else you just made.
Yeah. I mean, are you getting around the whole rules of like no fully sculpted models? Because like it's in there. I don't know. It's kind of like when people make a like a tinfoil body and then you sculpt over that,
the maquette, right?
Yeah. So like you do that, but it's an actual pewter model.
That's pretty much what it is.
And so it's like, I don't know. You're just fully sculpting a model,
which you are allowed to do.
I know.
Yeah. But still, the fact that he'll see that by looking at an old model and that shape will inspire him to make something and that's another level. I'm not even talking that, but a lot of people, yourself included, you'll look at a model and turn it into a rat ogre or whatever, and it's like,
when I saw the for the audience, before we had rat ogres released, I saw the Gorger models that were released for Ogre Kingdom or Maul tribes, and I was like, yep, those look like rat ogres to me. And I gave them different heads, and I sculpted heads for them, and I gave them tails. And then I ripped the heads off because the Rat Ogres from Scaventide released. I just used the extra heads for that and put them onto my Gorgers.
But now you have 5 unique Rat Ogres.
That worked way better. Yeah. And so like they're unique looking Gyron, or not Gyron, maybe covered. But Gur-themed rat ogres. They're just feral looking rat ogres, and they're very convincing. They don't look like gorgers at all, really, because they have the correct number of fingers. They've got the.
I think a good conversion can do just enough to erase a little bit of the model. So so if someone sits there and inspects it, they might recognize it, but otherwise they look at it immediately.
Yeah,
see
the kit bash and stuff that are so obvious. Like you look at the kits, and you're like, oh, I can tell exactly what that is and what you put together. That's not great. But when it's like it disguises the kits you used with the results. Yeah. That's when you find a good one. I saw one today. Because I was looking at Tau stuff. Someone had converted a the equivalent of a captain for Tau in like a custom battle suit. One of their heavier armors for Crisis armor was called the Enforcer battle suit, and they used a bunch of different kits to make it, and it looked really, really good. The base set I think was Farsight, Commander Farsight, but they used some bits from like the Ghost Keel and like some other, and it looked so good. And it was like, that is a convincing. I can barely tell where the parts are from.
Well, and what's neat about ones like that is some people will do a video blog or something where they show how they did it, and it's weird as they're doing it like they could see it all along. There was no second guessing. They didn't scramble for parts. It was like one cut, everything, and then you'll see the parts they brought together. And it was like, how did you see that half of a tank tread piece from a Rogel Dorn kit was going to be the perfect way to turn his leg inverted on that Tau suit? Like, I don't know how people see that. Like where to think of a bit like
some
that.
of them, I wonder if maybe like they spent a lot of time doing it first.
Maybe.
And then once they finally figured out how they wanted to do
the
it,
recipe.
They're like, I'm going to do it again and do it I've done this already. I'm gonna do it in the exact order that I did it before. Now I don't have to scramble. I already know what parts, the exact
and
parts.
And that's smart for your content. I mean, I've seen people who are video game players who've done that, where they brand new thing comes out, they act like they never run through it, yet they play it really well in front of a live audience. Like it's like, okay, so they did run throughs of this because
you played this already. Yeah. You erased the data.
Yeah.
You went back to scratch and you're playing this fresh run, but for the first time. But you know all the mechanics and all the secrets already. It's like if you watched the movie The Wiz.
Oh yeah,
remember that?
Yep.
Where in the movie The Wiz, they showed off for the first time in a movie before it had come out, the Power Glove for Nintendo.
Oh, it was the Wizard.
The Wizard, that was what it was. The
Super
Wizard.
Mario Brothers 3 was
the Wizard,
not
the Wiz. The Wizard.
Yeah.
And they showed off Super Mario 3 for the first time.
Yeah.
Well, in their attempt to like win this tournament at the end of that movie, they get to play the new game, Super Mario Bros. 3, and they are doing things in the game that it took people time to figure out how to do them, but the people playing knew how to do them already.
Yeah.
It's like, what?
Yeah.
So like at the end of World 1-1, you can like squat down on the white block and drop through it.
Right. And you go behind
the world and you go to a secret warp. It's like, nobody knew how to do that.
There was no Nintendo Power that released that yet.
Yeah. Nintendo Power told us how to do that.
Yeah.
That's how people learned how to do that. A like demo of the game, basically. You wouldn't have known how to do that to begin with. Like it's that. It raises some eyebrows. You're like, hey, wait a minute. How'd you know a whistle actually existed in the game?
Right.
Let alone where to find it up outside of the bounds of the world. Yeah.
Well, that's to say that could be the case when you see some people do these Frankenstein builds, conversions, where everything seems so certain about how they were piecing it together.
Cut it this exact way and it fits perfect. It's like, how did you know that was going to fit perfect?
Yep.
Yep. I don't know.
And again, they'll pull together some really obscure parts.
Yep.
Like, how did you? Yep.
Could be skill, could be talent, could be innovation, could be practice.
Could be bullshit.
Could be bullshit.
Just or it's AI, stupid AI. Yeah.
Who knows?
Speaking of bullshit, these drinks suck.
Yeah,
we should go get other ones.
We got different drinks today, and they're not great. I'm not going to blow you up because I don't want you to try to find them.
No, do not buy them.
Should be lost into obscurity because they are so bad.
Yeah. In fact, I bet when they're looking at their inventory, they're like, "Whoa, someone bought
these?
We have to actually replace those."
Huh?
No
but I'd like to get some more.
We can get
something to wash out of my mouth. Yeah.
All right. Let's do it.
Thanks for joining. We hope you enjoyed. Follow us for more of our weekly episodes on YouTube Podcasts, Spotify, and Podbean. You can follow myself and Llama on Instagram. We are at Llama Paints Minis and Hyena Paints Minis. Music provided by Kevin MacLeod at incompetech.com. And as always, we'll catch you next time.